I'm executing this program. First, I'm running this program. You will get, then I am from the interactive mode, I am giving input to this program. Okay, so it will be print like this. Then I am going to print the document string which is available in the greet function. Available in the greet function definitions. So greet dot, we have to give to underscore, then doc, again to underscore, then close it. So which will print the document string. That is it is given within the triple quotes. Okay, this functions greet to the person pass. It will print the document string. Understand? We already seen that the return statement. Actually, we already seen the return statement. The function can have, may or may not have a return statement. Usually, if the function is having the return statement, then it is used to exit a function. Suppose the function is not having any function definition is not having any return statement, then the last statement of the function body considers a exit of the function. Okay, so return statement is used to exit a function and go back to the place from where it was called. So we have seen that greet function, which is it returning this greet function. There is no return statement here. So the last statement in the greet function definition, that's a print statement. It will just print this, and it will come out of the function definitions, and it will move to the 10th line. There is no 10th line here, so it will come out of the program. Okay, so here suppose I didn't specify any return statement, so it will return none. By default, the functions will return none statement. Here like this, the none is a return value when you are not specifying any return statement explicitly. Understand? Then this is the program which is example for return. So here first this statement, the program will read this function header. After reading this, that is the after reading the colon, it will take it as a, it is a block statement. So it will omit the up to this statement, and it will read the 11th statement, because since it won't read up to 8th statement, it will read the 9th and 10th statements are blank statements. So it will read the 11th statement. In the 11th statement, I am calling the function with the function name. What is the function name? Absolute value. I am passing the value 2 as an argument. So the 2 is now the 2 is in the num available in the num variable. What is the num now contain? The num is a variable which contain value 2. 2 greater than or equal to 0. Yes, true. So it will return num. What is the num value to return? 2. Okay, in this case, once again, so after return statement, the control, after executing the return statement, the control move to the okay, where it was called, move to the where it was called. It is the function is called from the 11th statement. So it has the control move back to the 11th statement, and it will print the result. What is the result? 2. Okay, it will return 2 will be printed. Then once again in the 13th statement, I am calling the function with the -4. -4, it will come the -4. -4 not greater than 0. So it will print, it will return -4 itself. So once again the control exit from the function definition, and it will come to the function calling statement itself, and it will print. See here. This is the output we are getting. Okay. How the function works in Python. Okay, so the function definition, all the statements within the function definitions, see here under the function definition there is an indentation. So if you are giving any indentation, means that all the statements belonging to the function. So here the first 2 statements belong to the function, and from this there is no indentation. So these statements belong to this main program. So here I am calling the function. When I am calling the function with the function name, the control goes to the function definition. After executing these 2 statements, again the control go back to where it is called, or okay, either it can go where it is called in the same line, or else next statement of the calling state, next statement of the calling statement. Okay, understand? Then we are going to discuss the topic of scope and lifetime of the variable. Okay, scope of a variable is the portion of the program where the variable is recognized. Okay, for example, the parameters and the variables defined inside the function. Okay, that is the variable which is defined inside the function. What is that? X. Okay, are not visible from the outside the function. So we cannot access this X from the outside. This is the outside the function. Here we cannot access the that is variable X. Hence they have a local scope. Okay, the lifetime of a variable is the period throughout which the variable exists in the memory. The lifetime of variable inside the function is as long as the function execute. When you are when the execution of the function is over, after execution of the function, the variable X contain the value of 20 only. It will not print the value of 10. Okay, they are destroyed once we return from the function. That is, we come out of the function. Hence, the function does not remember the value of the variable from its previous call. For example, see here. In this function, first it will read the first function header. Okay, after determining it is a function header. Okay, it will move on to the fifth line. In the fifth line, I am assigning the X variable with the value of 20. Okay, then I am calling the function. Okay, in the I am calling the function. So by the function name. So the control moves from the sixth line to the first line. Okay, then it will move on to the second line. Here we are modifying the value. X already contained the 20. X already contained the value of 20, but we are trying to modify the value. X is a integer which is immutable. Okay, so when you are trying to assign the new value, the address of the X, okay, X points some other address. Okay, X points some other address. So the value inside the function is 10 only. But when you are come out of that, the X is pointing the 20. So after executing this statement, the control comes to the seventh statement. So after the control move to the next statement of the function call. This is the function statement. Next statement is seventh statement. So it will execute. The value outside the function is 20. So run this code. So the value, when you are executing the function, the value is 10. When you are come out of the function, the value is 20. So here I'm going to make one change. Okay. See, in this program, first the program will read the header. Okay, after reading that, it will move to the, it will determine these are all statements belonging to the head functions. So then it will read the, okay, well, yeah, here there is no indentation. So it will read the statement A equal to 10. Okay, I am, that is A contain the value of 10. I am passing I'm calling this function with the function name of update. I'm calling this function definitions with the function name of, what is the function name? Update. Update with the argument I'm passing. What the argument I'm passing? I'm passing the value of 10. So the 10 will be stored in the X. 10 will be stored in the X. So now I am trying to change the, so now here both X and initially X and A having the same value, same value 10. But here I am trying to modify the value of X. X is an integer which is contain the integer data. So which is immutable. So immutable means we can't modify the value of X. If you are trying to modify the value means the X X will refer the new value. So after reading this statement, the X now point some other memory address, okay, which contain the value of 8. So the X will be print 8. Okay, so the function, last statement of the function has executed. The control move to the next statement of the function call statement. What is the next statement? It will print the a value. What it will print? What is the a value now? Still it point to the 10. So this is the concept of immutable, x point 8 and a point 10. Okay, understand? The concept is the moment, that is when you are declaring, when you are trying to modify the value, the new, that is new variable created which is local to the function. So whatever changes you have made will not be reflected in the main function. Okay, that is called passed by value. Passed by value means, suppose for a recorrection work, you are getting your paper, but original paper is it is in the hands of exam seller. Okay, but they are issuing the duplicate Xerox copy for you. Whatever changes you made in the Xerox copy won't be reflected in the main paper. Okay, the same thing is in the passed by value. Passed by reference means the exam seller hand over the main copy to your in your hand. So whatever changes you make, that will be available in the main copy also. Okay, that is the difference between the passed by value, passed by reference. Here I am using the ID method. ID method means which will return the address. For example, here I am calling the function with the value of a. Okay, before calling the functions, I will print the address of a. What is the address of a? It will end with 992. After passing the value 10, okay, the function control will go to the function definition, and it will read the statement which is available in fourth line. It will read here also. It is going to print the address of x. What is the address of x? That is, before doing modification, it will both a and x point the same location only. Okay, so both a and x having the value of 10 only. But after change, at the moment I change the value, it will point the some other locations. Okay, so the address will be changed. See this program here, it will read from this line x equal to 10. Okay, so I am printing the x value. What is the x value? The x is contained value 10. Okay, it is printed on the monitor. Then I am printing the address through id function. It is a built-in function. So what is the address? It ends with 984. Okay, and then I am calling the function. Okay, with the I'm calling the function with the function name and passing the x as an argument. So this x value will be passed here. The control, okay, after reading the statement, the control move to the function definitions, and it will print the what is the id. Still id is 984. Okay, okay. Then I am trying to change the value. I have changed the value x equal to 8. I am printing the value once again. What is the x value? 8. After changing the value, I am finding the address. Okay, what is the address? It point to some other locations. It is the concept of immutable. Immutable means whenever you are trying to modify the value, the value is not updated in the same memory address. It will be updated in the, that is, it will be stored in the some other memory address. Understand? So now x value printed 8. So the function definitions are over. The control again move to the next statement of the function call statement. So it will print what is the x value now? 10. So understand? So understand the concept. From this concept, we can understand the lifetime of the variable. This is the x value, the lifetime only within the function. When you are coming out of the function, when the function execution is over, the lifetime, the scope, that is scope or lifetime of the variable is over. Okay, the whatever variable you declared in the main program, their lifetime is throughout the program, until the program program execution is over. Okay, if you are defining the variable within the function means their lifetime is within the function only. That is, it is local to the function. Okay, once you come out of the function, the value we cannot retain. But if you are defined the variable within the main program means that variable we can retain till the program is over.